Frog. Any member of the wide-ranging and primarily carnivorous order Anura, which is pronounced O, and means without tail in ancient Greek, of short-bodied, tailless amphibians is referred to as a frog. Triodobatrachus, the earliest known fossil, proto-frog, dates to the early Triassic of Madagascar, although molecular clock dating indicates that their divergence from other frogs may stretch as far back as the Permian, 265 million years ago. Frogs are found all throughout the world, from the tropics to the subarctic, although tropical rainforests have the highest concentration of species variety. The majority, approximately 88%, of amphibian species still living are frogs. They rank among the 5 vertebrate orders with the greatest diversity. Although some species of warty frog are commonly referred to as toads, the distinction between frogs and toads is not based on taxonomy or evolutionary history. A mature frog has a strong body, outward-facing eyes, a tongue that is anteriorly attached, folded underlimbs, and no tail. The tail of tailed frogs is an extension of the male cloaca. Frogs have glandular skin, and their secretions can be harmful or repulsive. To demonstrate toxicity and deter predators, its skin can range in color from well-camouflaged mottled brown, gray, and green to striking patterns of bright red or yellow and black. Adult frogs can be found in both freshwater and terrestrial environments, while certain species can even survive underground or in trees. Eggs laid by frogs are usually found in water. Tadpoles, aquatic larvae with tails and internal gills, are produced after the eggs hatch. Their rasping mouthparts are extremely specialized and ideal for herbivorous, omnivorous, or planktivorous diets. When they transform into adults, the life cycle is over. Some species lay their eggs on land or don't go through the tadpole stage. Although most adult frog species are carnivorous and eat tiny invertebrates, others are omnivore and eat plant stuff. Frogs' healthy microbiota is present in abundance on their skin. Frogs are masters at transforming their food into body mass. They contribute to the dynamics of many ecosystems' food webs and serve as a key source of food for predators. Because of their semi-permeable skin, which makes them vulnerable to dehydration, they either live in moist environments or have unique adaptations to cope with dry environments. Frogs make a variety of vocalizations, especially during the breeding season, and display a vast range of intricate behaviors to entice mates, ward off predators, and overall survive. Humans cherish frogs as food, and they also play a variety of cultural functions in mythology, symbolism, and religion. Additionally, frog population decreases are sometimes recognized as early indicators of environmental harm, making them important environmental bellwethers. Since the 1950s, frog populations have drastically decreased. Over 120 species are believed to have gone extinct since the 1980s, and more than 1/3 of species are thought to be under danger of extinction. Frog deformities are becoming more prevalent, and the new fungal disease chytridiomycosis is becoming more widespread. Conservation biologists are attempting to identify the root causes of these issues and provide solutions. Why tree frogs change color and what it means. Tropical regions are home to many tree frogs. And a lot of folks are frequently rather shocked to observe tree frogs that rapidly change color. Yes, that is accurate. The ability to change color is a well-known physical characteristic of tree frogs. And throughout the years, researchers have uncovered some incredible information about why and how they behave in this way. Prior to mating, tree frogs mostly alter their color to attract females. They can also alter their color to hide from predators, regulate their body temperature, communicate with one another, or adapt to environmental changes. What kind of frogs change colors? Frogs can be classified into 2 classes based on color change. They are 1. Monochromatic frogs. 2. Dichromatic frogs. Frogs that are monochromatic are incapable of changing their color. Even if it's necessary, they are unable to alter the hue of their skin depending on the situation. Dichromatic frogs can alter their hue at least once during the course of their whole life cycle. This modification may be either transient or irreversible. The majority of their physiologic and behavioral instincts are strongly linked to color change. Family Rhacophoridae and Hylidae are where the red-eyed tree frog primarily originates. The Latin origin of the name hyla is variable color. Leptomantis and Zangixilus are two genera that make up the Rhacophoridae, which includes the genus Rhacoporus. The number of species of dichromatic tree frogs is close to 39. Pigmented skin plays the main role. The frog's skin's epidermis is key in this situation. The 3 layers of pigment found in the frog's epidermis initiate and regulate the 3 external factors that cause them to change color. Their skin's hue can change thanks to these layers. They have a distinct contour on the top shell of their coat that mimics lichen. These outlines may differ depending on the species, but they always include 2 primary patches, either green or brown. So the predominant color shift is from green to brown. How do they change color? Dichromatic frogs show 2 types of color change, permanent and temporary. Permanent change in coloration takes place after the frog reaches adulthood. The temporary color change can occur anytime depending on extrinsic stimulating factors. Permanent and temporary color changes happen through 2 diverse processes. Morphological change. Physiological change. Morphological color change. Morphological factors cause the permanent color shift. A tree frog's life cycle includes a phase during which it undergoes a permanent color change. It can take a few days to several months to complete. Chromatophore refers to the skin's epidermis. There is a noticeable shift in the number of pigment-containing cells in this outer layer. Additionally, the color is altered. This morphological transformation endures for either a single mating season or for the rest of one's life. The first mating season's beginning is when it primarily occurs. Physiological process of changing color. Physiological change is the following. It begins when a number of internal body characteristics or extrinsic environmental stimuli are stimulated. Only a few seconds to several hours are spent on this process. This quick change is due to an abrupt change in the density of pigment-containing granules. It is accomplished through, respectively, the dispersion and aggregation of the old and new color pigments. Through the neuroendocrine system, hormones regulate the entire process, and the neuromuscular system, messenger chemicals do the same. The physiological alterations only last a little time. There are numerous causes for it, which we'll go through in the second half of this essay. Why do they change color? As I've discussed earlier, change in coloration occurs due to several reasons. Several factors facilitate color change. It mainly works as a compensatory method in some instances. The main reasons are mentioned below. Male frogs change color before mating. To avoid predators. Thermoregulation. Intercommunication. Change in environment. Color change before mating. That is the most subdued color variation observed in tree frogs. To entice female mates, male tree frogs frequently alter their coloration. There are times when changes are only temporary, and other times when they are permanent. When a species reaches sexual maturity, the alteration frequently becomes permanent. The female partners are especially drawn to the vibrant colors. Additionally, male frogs have been observed competing with one another to attract female frogs for mating. This modification is more intersexual. These color shifts occasionally range from green to gray to blue. Intersexual signal, however, serves other purposes as well. To prevent rival males from mating with their preferred partners, male tree frogs communicate with each other in an intrasexual manner. Even so, they establish their dominance within the group using this change in coloration. Thermoregulation. A significant part of color change is involved in thermoregulation. Numerous academics contest this assertion. The skin of a frog is covered in many pores. The frog's skin becomes less permeable to water as the temperature rises. regulate thermoregulation as a result. However, there is a connection between color change and solar heat absorption. The body secretes some kind of chemical compound that makes it waterproof when it loses too much water. At this point, color modification controls thermoregulation. Thermoregulation. A significant part of color change is involved in thermoregulation. Numerous academics contest this assertion. The skin of a frog is covered in many pores. The frog's skin becomes less permeable to water as the temperature rises. Regulate thermoregulation as a result. However, there is a connection between color change and solar heat absorption. The body secretes some kind of chemical compound that makes it waterproof when it loses too much water. At this point, color modification controls thermoregulation.